Design.
Good prices girls tomorrow.
When's the wedding?
Austin's. September 25th.
We were looking at text last night, and your son.
Huh?
Your son last night, he gave us text with it.
How much are you gonna price?
It's really fun watching that.
There you go.
Keep thinking about it. Listen,
Is it still crooked? Maybe it's the one above
They're actually,
Glad to see Lakeville.
buying suits for the wedding because it's cheaper than,
oh, they're buying them?
because it's cheaper than renting them.
it. I think
Oh,
it is.
there's $200, they quoted $200.
I just gonna make a good deal on a graduation robe.
As long as you use the same color.
Could be dry rotted before he gets out.
What the frig am I, like, I'm opposed to buying shit like that. I'm like, really, what the hell am I gonna do with that?
Well, I guess that somehow somebody will be using it.
Well, I got a costume for like the movie Scream.
You always want to be a priest.
I am a priest, what do you mean?
Yeah, what kind?
Lutheran, oh, it's a minister, it's not a priest.
Voodoo?
Something to make.
Someone. Good.
It was before you helped by Laker manufacturing, not gas.
I'm 6-inch main, huh?
They're still there to talk about it.
They didn't totally make it, but filled the storm sewers with gas.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Christmas,
I didn't know that.
Daddy Shack?
no,
I mean, Christmas.
yeah, it's Christmas vacation.
Unfortunately, that started pouring, so that's very much.
Yeah,
That was more.
yeah,
But then it got me
well, I'm fine with that. Water came over the road at South Amanda. Ditches were full and they closed one lane.
We didn't get that
We didn't get any.
much rain. I heard
I
that
got-
had 4 inches.
Yeah, Conroy got nailed again, that's what.
I was just bored, but they told me it's just that.
I don't know, South Amanda there on Highway 6.
Different flooding now?
And I have a new jug of M&M's.
We were driving,
Listen,
I did the texting last night, and then right
I didn't know I put them in the car, 'cause I didn't know.
No, you had one M&M left.
Oh,
Nobody must be the one to take the last name. It looked bad.
yeah, Logan did that at South Amanda, so it was like a foot deep over the road.
I'm done the next few Fridays.
You get out of here.
Yeah.
You're not getting vacation pay, just so you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Not a
vacation time going on.
No, I'm used to it.
Call back time.
Let's just see. You'll be there, right?
I don't even know if I get a paycheck from here.
Yeah, we've got a bunch.
This way. Oh, that.
So what's,
I was like,
what's this one, the last?
It was just a handwritten.
yeah,
Sign it.
don't.
What are you asking a question?
That's just what I do.
Does anyone know what the ambulance, $6,000 ambulance billing service?
Yeah,
What's that?
we have a company that does our ambulance billing.
Oh, they do the bill, this is the bill from them.
Yeah, the bill for the bill.
Yeah.
BCC ambulance billing service. Yes.
And again, it just was like handwritten, so that's.
Yeah, that has to be done. With all the insurance stuff, Medicare stuff,
It's all being official.
you gotta go through a company or you. That's been the downfall of a lot of ambulance services, trying to build themselves, you can't just.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how Washington County, we just switched over to the county. ask them if they do it or.
Yeah, young,
They
the
do it
young,
or
well,
Just that.
Young thought it was great, let's get right on Heritage, because he said, I'm
I'm
out.
sure it's difficult to
So-
start,
so-
you know, probably other hiccups.
Never, I like that.
But it just started the 1st of July.
I know. Oh, yeah, literally just last week.
Not to you.
You?
We did it, it was very fun because Adam was running the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it was.
We hired him like
I thought
I thought it was.
2 months in advance, was taking over.
Sometimes you do your operating, you go like that.
Oh.
So then we were ready on July 1st, we didn't miss a beat, so.
Yes, that's great.
I don't mind, I know.
Since I know you like to be.
Yes,
I misunderstand?
Like the Snickers.
I told you, so I had Evan drinking, you know.
Yeah.
And so somehow the cooler with all the chocolate didn't get thrown.
That got misplaced?
Didn't make it out of the floor.
Didn't make it- I don't know
Was it
what
that
happened.
poison symbol you put across the top?
It just so happened I was in control, filling the candy buckets to get thrown and
Yeah, well,
it didn't get thrown.
Well, my desire to be out in the hot sun watching the parade left me years ago, so
it's overrated.
anywhere near the parade.
I got to drive the truck, so.
I enjoy the movie, it's so entertaining.
It is a better parade.
Did they do anything besides fireworks? There's nothing else around?
Apparently social distancing went pretty good with the parade, people stayed scattered pretty well.
I felt sorry for all the people that walked.
That was a
It was warm out.
We never got out of pickup.
In a lot longer distance.
We parked up there on Madison Street about 2 cars down south.
DJ up. Well, I don't know, we were social media, I guess, I don't know, we had jazz.
Were you at my place?
Yeah.
Well, it's already walked quite a ways. One of the hills was fun.
I didn't even see one, was he one?
You did.
He was walking.
Yeah.
Maybe,
He must have died before the square.
oh,
I didn't see him.
I think my point.
How they said once or twice.
Was
Yeah,
it
like I said, going up your hill, I didn't kill it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, for you to never walk to school.
For quite a while.
What do you mean, 2 school, that was fine, that's all downhill. You could have tried to roll all the way in.
She didn't walk to school more than twice.
I should probably still remind you those 2 times.
Probably.
There's a good chance.
Just when she had friends driving, you just picked her.
So I used to walk to Luther school all the time.
Where did that get you?
Yeah, look, yeah, now look.
They can fun of it.
No,
I think I moved like 4th or 5th grade before I could ride my bike, it was dangerous.
well, that had to do with the way.
That had to be Vernon, wasn't Ralph.
Yeah, there you go, just go.
Calling meeting to order.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Fix your clock for you.
Yes, that's good.
It's not my clock, I cannot see it.
Well, damn it.
This one?
I got the glare from Jessica and I had to look at my computer because I was watching the wall.
I'm watching the phone.
And I looked at my computer and it's like,
Everything's
it's time.
different.
I had just glanced at it, I'm like, okay. So, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
How much, 4 meetings?
June 26th, after July 1st.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I approve, but I abstain on one of them.
Yes,
That's not wrong.
cannot vote on that. Communications,
We didn't know she were here.
Oh, good.
it was,
Actually,
absolutely,
Yes.
get her done.
economic development meeting this week over,
And did we develop any economics?
well,
That's never good.
Yeah, it's taking too long.
it was an interesting thing. I'm not sure where all of a sudden it decided who the voting members of that group were. Because it doesn't match up with the bylaws either.
What do the bylaws say?
It's complicated.
Yeah.
So anyway, they voted to terminate the contract with Cedar Rapids
Metro.
at the end of August.
Okay.
So my question then was, okay, so how are we appointing a new board? And all I was met with was stares and silence.
They're self-appointed.
I said, we can't just let it be self-appointed. I think it's up to the current board to appoint the new board.
And
Thought about it, had they?
Not at all.
So, and then it's something, well, of course, you know, one of the cities will be Williamsburg and Ringo, because they're not mine, are they? So the city, Ringo's not putting in, so now, $10,000. So,
Far from it.
where you couldn't, you know, if they're only putting $1 per capita in, what puts $1 per capita, do they get? So, we're meeting next month to discuss how we're getting the board appointed. Because that, yeah, it just can't all of a sudden happen that here, these three people are the public with people who said that. You know, it's gotta be coming from somebody. We are a nonprofit corporation, so it's not like you can just,
Yeah, so let's say there's self-appointed people from the public, and then one of them quits. Who's gonna appoint the one that's appointed?
it's gotta come from the current board and following the bylaws and so they're gonna use some bylaw changes made. So hopefully we'll, I don't know,
we better make sure it's all legal.
yeah, there were some that wanted to drop economic alliance like that day. I'm like, we're not ready for that. We've got stuff going on, we've got.
So are we terminating ours at the same time?
No, there's just the one agreement with them.
Yeah.
Include the,
Yeah, it's through the corporation, through the, yeah, nonprofits, so we're moving forward with that. And I'll suggest again that maybe a supervisor is going to be here after July 1st, or after January 1st should be involved in this, not necessarily be approved, aren't going to be here.
So,
if we're spending money, we should
yeah,
be.
we're
At least one of those should be replaced by, which we only have one vote anyway, but at least one of us should be replaced with the heir appearance that that's going to be, so.
I'm sorry, is there volunteers? I
He's closest.
Oh, wait, way to jump on the bandwagon.
Is that a motion, Vicky?
Yes, yes.
Motion by Kevin on there.
Vicky has a motion that she doesn't want it.
Even if he does it, I'm gonna appoint him as the chair, so I like him to feel like it's his idea.
He likes his money, so, you know,
Yeah.
that's.
So it's easy to spend.
I think he's a reasonable voice on there that we're not gonna spend money nilly-willy and,
We're making fun of million.
well, I am, and Chase, you know, lollipops.
Well, I'm still concerned about them thinking we should take it over in 3 years.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
I don't either, cause that, you know.
I mean, I don't think we should put that on the taxpayer.
Well, that's like the whole, that we talked about $20,000 a year. They came in that day and talked about it, we didn't talk about it. They mentioned it, we didn't.
And so I think, yeah, you'll be a voice of reason.
So, you want to replace both me and Bruce at this point?
Huh. You guys can flip a coin or alternate or whatever.
Do you think the one vote is only gonna continue for the future meetings? Because we both been there and voted that, yeah, that's what's kind of,
I have a question, we have 2 votes.
yeah, let's do it, Lon.
If you take the list of people that they said could vote, I'm not sure we've ever had a real meeting. Because Farmers Bank had no clue they were supposed to be a voting member. Tip Electric has never been voting.
If we're distributing twice the money, she would be twice the money. Don't work out.
Well, that's why I said we need to,
Should we have
You know-
votes compared to Rango's one?
Should we wait till the August meeting to bring that up next time?
well, we need to do some bylaw research to find out
Okay,
Yeah.
so.
exactly what,
Yeah, I think we need to see what happens at the next meeting.
And we know that there's gonna need to be bylaw changes made.
sure, but we just have to make sure that they're done properly.
The Economic Alliance, Jamie said, anytime you do a bylaw change on a group like this, get it done by an attorney and get it filed to Secretary of State appropriately. Because
That's what I mean,
when you're a nonprofit, you don't wanna screw it up.
right, and that'll get ugly if,
That's another thing too, if they're gonna dissolve this nonprofit, you need to there's a lot of steps.
Yeah,
You need to contact the Secretary of State and let them know you're dissolving.
You're not gonna dissolve, we're just gonna change
it.
some stuff with it, so.
but that needs to be noted too, so.
Yeah, so there's a lot to be done before this is ready to kick in. For those who want to start immediately with it.
Cause they want to hire,
The only people in on the final discussion were those that are voting and versus no one else left, was told to leave the meeting, so.
Yeah, we just need to tell them, obviously, there's confusion about who a board member is right now, or how many votes they get, or if people are self-appointing themselves to this, or it is confusing.
And that's really not a good way to get started with a new plan. We need a new plan, we all know that.
yeah.
And Economic Alliance was the first to tell me that this is
Yeah.
something we need to do something.
It just doesn't seem like we've ever had a true direction over it. We have one, but to what ends?
We always had one, just never got there.
Yeah, what do we do?
We always start out with good ideas.
Well, like you said the last time, this can be repeated what we had, if it's some of the same people.
So.
That's what it is.
Yes,
I guess that's just the size of it. Maybe before we get into the board in place and they're going to be up and running by January 1st. And there's just a lot, you know.
yeah,
And, you know. Like I said, Farmers Bank didn't know they were supposed to be on the board. Which Grayson was on meeting, but he did fine, but it's like,
they were never on board when I was on board.
in fact, and Karen looked at the email the night before and was like, okay, well, Farmers Bank not even invited here. But yeah, we're saying we're supposed to vote, so. So anyway, so you're gonna be in the loop from now on.
Sounds awesome.
I'm pointing at you with all my fingers.
It's unusual, you don't usually get one. Didn't say which one.
Vicky's.
Yes, we'll just call it the Millersburg, the Millersburg way.
Well, I attended the Heritage meeting via computer and phone yesterday. And they have a new executive director that started the 1st of July. Barb Warning, and she was born and raised in Benton County. She lives in Cedar Rapids. And she came from the Ronald McDonald House. So, as an employee. No. As an employee.
She was the head, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right, she was. They also were saying that they received another 75,000 from the feds. So they shouldn't keep bugging us too much for money. But anyway,
Whatever.
they have not had missed a meal during this COVID. They feel, they are really proud of that. They've they've been pick up and go, you know, type thing, and they just said, we have not missed a meeting.
Adapted well.
Yeah, so, otherwise, it wasn't too much, we had to try and introduce ourselves over the phone and say a little bit about ourselves. Oh, what a mess.
It's hard enough, and you've got people with varied internet capabilities that some are slow, some aren't.
I was thinking, when people vote, sometimes you're under the nose and they're still trying to say yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really different.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I've noticed when I say yes, I voice a personal, so it must be my
You must have-
phone
good.
was, I thought it was on the phone, rather than, they had several on the phone.
Yeah, you don't have a delay then.
Yeah, so. But they had 9 out of 18 there, so they just reached quorum through, so it was. So, okay, and the new leader, the new person in charge is a nun and she's been on the Heritage Board for years.
She's a big accent.
She's Sister O'Connor,
Yeah, I think we do it on the here.
yeah, I bet she is.
So do you call her sister then?
They call, the previous president always just called her sister.
So how can this go wrong? Look at all the Catholic schools in the state, they do well, who's in charge of them?
So,
Not a priest.
not a priest.
Should I go ahead or? Or do you have something else with you?
Oh, I did.
Okay. We had a dissatisfying cemetery commission meeting. I thought the email
Did you say satisfying?
dissatisfied.
Dissatisfying, okay.
Trying to do by email meeting is even worse than phone and Zoom. That's can be imagined. We've done this for 2 or 3 months now. You can only approve budgets for things we've done before, but there's no way of having a discussion. So they are gonna try to have a real in-person meeting, I think, in August. We have to sit down and go over what projects need to be done. So that's about all I have to say on that. Economic, I don't really have anything to add to what Ray said. Hopefully all the steps can happen to get more straightened out. 2 other things I just briefly sent everybody an email, maybe something you'd already seen, from Iowa, where there is gonna be some money for the mental health services, $10 million for substance abuse, 10 million for mental health providers, and 30 million, it sounds like it's gonna go out to the regions.
Yes.
So that could be the first of the promise. Originally, they only gave out 3 million to the whole state, and that was for educational purposes. So I think this is the first time they've actually given, or going to give money to the regions. And that's from that care.
Would be my guess.
What's that?
Probably the first and last.
Well, this isn't really from the state per se, it's it's this care money coming from the federal government. So hopefully something to continue. The last thing is, I think I sent you guys a couple of notes about it. I've been working with Lou 2 or 3 times on this, on the workforce development board. He has seen a revised 2018 agreement, and he's sent me a message and by email he approves of it. His 2 concerns got addressed. That the group has to have insurance. They're looking into that. It may only be $2,000 to $2,500 a year. And that if there is any financial liability, it will not be divided by 6 or 7 counties. It will be prorated by the population. So Lyndon Johnson would have that, so he was satisfied that the needed changes got into that. I just got it back. I will send it to everybody by Monday to look it over. What I'd like to do is get it on the agenda for next week to approve it.
We need to discuss about next week's meeting.
Okay.
It's gonna happen or not?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because.
Next week or the week following would be fine. That's all I
What time is it, what show is?
There's-
Pigs? Oh, yeah. I'm out.
You're all like, you can't even go.
Yeah, we got pigs, we got pigs.
Could we do it earlier in the week or?
Wednesday. No, that way,
It's way.
that's all day. Thursday's scary.
That doesn't matter.
Huh?
That doesn't matter.
That's no concern to most people.
That was the Millersburg way, but yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But I didn't do it.
I
If we don't have a meeting, there will be claims that will need to be signed to be paid on Monday.
Who else would?
And I just need to rearrange
Who else would be on the agenda?
Nick and Adam for
Would be nice to
department
know.
heads.
I'd have to check my schedule, but I do.
The 24th is getting full.
Can I
We
run out
really,
the calendar for
do
that?
we?
Yeah.
Okay,
You guys
so actually,
do that.
it's-
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, back.
I mean, it doesn't make you,
I could probably do Thursday afternoon.
I don't have a thing for Thursday.
You wouldn't have to be here anyway.
Ray will be gone.
I'll be here after Thursday morning for Board of Health.
Well, Bruce is gonna get his calendar, so. Maybe
We still plan on a meeting.
Yep, one,
Yeah.
On site?
You're gonna bring a heater,
okay.
we're gonna have a look.
So you want us to cut it, or
He wants to discuss what he can cut and what you can cut.
we don't cut till fall?
He knows,
Okay.
Who's cutting what?
chainsaw, none of you. You're on a, you're on a move.
We're not using a chainsaw.
Oh, yeah, you got the list.
Oh, yeah. That.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I explained to him, I go, you can talk to him now, but it ain't gonna happen before.
Right.
But he wants to start doing some of his, but he wants to make sure that what he can do is okay, so you're on the same page as who's before.
Okay.
I did not get your agenda. Yeah, you
Uh,
got to rescind.
Yep, I didn't get it either.
You wanna, what were
You
their
want
next
copies?
Yeah.
Well, I guess, that's where we're at.
Oh, just got it.
There was a race.
Yeah.
So we just want to meet?
Okay. Doesn't get in the way of the brush cutter.
It's a little somewhere. Yeah, I thought my new bridge looked better than this.
Okay, it did, so they swapped
It
it.
didn't turn out well.
They had another one they switched with it.
It's not.
okay, you guys,
What? So much feel special.
I'm gonna save some money.
I will make a couple of these quick because pictures will probably take some time. Then anything on the agenda, the bridge on 225th is done, anybody wants to go take a look?
It's really nice.
Now that the rain will maintain it out.
What's that?
Will they maintain it out, it's the rain?
Yeah, probably, you know, one day or, I don't think anybody, is gonna be doing any actual grading today. There's some spots where, man, it came down yesterday and really washed some stuff out, didn't it? At least go, nothing? You got nothing at all.
We didn't get that much money for it.
We got an inch of water, but like not much in town.
Got all the screen and.
Oh, we got a flood on it.
Yeah, they had 4 inches. You probably had 4 inches.
we got an inch and a half to our place, but Upper South got 3, and then somebody a little farther north got 5.
I heard people in Conroe had 4.
Yeah,
She had to work.
I got less than a tenth. It's just no.
So we're gonna go out on a limb and call that spotty rain.
Scattered.
Scattered rain.
Scattered showers.
So there's another one coming out.
So the bridge is open, we did a little bit of grading, especially kind of dirt and our, yeah, mostly just dirt, some ditching it. The culvert on L Avenue is done, so then we took out that little 10-foot bridge, we got that culvert in.
Yes,
Looks
yes,
really
it is,
good, and they did
yeah.
some ditching there, and then they used some of that dirt to go, help Chad out. So I think that looks good down there.
That's just a funny shaped road, the way that.
Yep, and, so yeah, that one, I think we had to kind of buy a little bit longer shape and the way that the culvert is. But it went in real fast, so, yep. Timmy D's working on that box on the Iowa Power sheet line. Today, we're gonna go out and do more construction staking for him. We're also getting a little bit more materials for him. Some extra tile, and now he knows how, we want that tile to run, so.
We were out there the other day too, because we were in Victor, so we went on out.
Okay, yep. Yeah, not, he does really good, not quite what I had in mind for the tile. But we have that, we came back from the mid-year conference a little early yesterday because they were having trouble and so we get some more tile for him coming. We got everything handled, should go well, so we're gonna get that stake for him today. That box will be here, I believe, in about a week and a half. So that was kind of our guys on the field, working on the crack sealing plans to get that out. Still waiting on like 2 more things, but I did find, pretty much made most of the plans this week. We did attend the mid-year conference, me and Matt, Wednesday, Thursday. Like I said, we had to kind of come back early, but we were able to watch the rest of it online, virtual. So that's the ethics part, I believe. The big thing here too, so I did get a hold, I had Slay go out, figure out what we need for the concrete patching, because now is the time to send out bids for fall concrete patching. If anybody's been down H Avenue, it's in rough shape. I was able to get a hold of the windmill company, Mid-American, and they still have WHR, they have them on call. So we met them out there, and they were out there yesterday and today, even though I have not been out to actually confirm with
Yeah, they were really looking.
and Mid-American is covering that. So,
They'd be good about that.
yes, they have been very good. I met them out there Monday, and I kind of gave the rundown that, this is not an emergency right now, but I wanted to get everything straight. And actually they said, well, we do have time Thursday, Friday, would you like us to come do it? Perfect. So good. And they're covering that and doing a good job. So, we're very thankful for them, and that is it's gonna cost them some money, so. Real good thing. The other part is, we have a bridge on the Iowa Johnson line just north of 260th. It's a level B.
Just pictures.
These are the pictures.
Down a
Yep.
steep hill.
It's at the bottom of a hill. Yep.
I've been across it many times.
It is our section of road. We used to inspect it, but we haven't the last couple. I'm not sure why. Us in Johnson County don't know why. But Johnson County's inspectors were out there on Monday and recommending closing it because it's not in great shape. So we went out and we got the barricades up, we closed it. Now, I looked back through made some calls. It is our section. Our graders have not graded it in a very long time.
And they couldn't get across that bridge.
Oh, no, they'll be,
I mean, I wouldn't send them across.
right. Eventually, they wouldn't even drive their truck across this.
What? Yeah.
So,
I take my excavator, drive it.
It's like a really easy road.
this, yeah, we have,
Did we vacate the north part of that?
we vacated a middle section.
That's what I thought.
So, this is where they tried to vacate it 2006. I don't know what happened, 2007.
Is that when they vacated the other half? And then middle section.
Well, I don't know, because there was, even in the seventies, we've, I got it right here. Why am I even guessing?
I don't know. Seems odd.
If I brought everything.
Back to guessing.
Okay, then in 2006, so yeah, the middle section was vacated a while ago. And then in 2006, it was written up to vacate the rest of that road. Something happened, it did not fall through. 2012, when Janine did a bunch of vacations, it was on the list again. And again, I don't know if we pick and chose what happened there. I don't know if any of you guys remember. So Bob Welsh is our landowner, and he owns the whole, pretty much the whole section.
Is it Howard on the other side?
The other side on Johnson County is, there's a house, and then it's,
Is it Crow or?
Crow, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say the
But-
north half of that is Howard, no, right.
Well, the north, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, and it's on the back of your, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it is, Dorothy Jensen owns the South 40, and there's Crow, and Himura,
Yeah, Howard,
Howard, okay,
easy, unique individual.
okay.
He was a firefighter in New York and retired and lived out here.
So the,
Big culture shock.
the Crows on their part, Lyle owns that 80, but then his family owns the rest of the other two 80s or 40s out to the road. But it's not just him, so I don't know if that's gonna be, but he wouldn't technically be landlocked either, because if we don't vacate that north part, there's no bridge there. Like, we can keep the north quarter mile, that goes down to his property. We can keep that. So you need to vacate from the bridge, and minimum bridge north. You can
Well, you
keep
don't wanna maintain that hill, do you?
on the north part,
South.
south. Well, I would say we vacate the whole thing, but I at least know on
Yeah.
Johnson County side, it looks like they go down that hill and then they use,
To maintain that creek or
not Crow, looks like
Jensen?
Dorothy Jensen. They must get in and
To
mow
that little
this,
triangle?
yeah. Yeah, to that triangle, which I still think we could. So, now, I didn't know if you guys had a little bit of history there on why those never went through. I'm assuming it wasn't because of Bob. I would assume it's Johnson County side.
I would assume so,
I don't remember,
although
but I know, I can't remember Bob ever contacted me, he would contact me.
I wasn't gonna say, is that before Jim died? Or Johnny,
Not for Johnny Day.
but you're the Johnny. Okay. Yeah, Mary, yeah, his wife,
Oh, no, she,
Margaret,
she just died
Margaret Allen,
the last
yeah,
couple of years.
cause I don't think Bob owned it.
I never, I would remember your.
Yeah, Bob did, yeah.
My,
Did Bob Farmer before that?
Hmm.
and there's no driveways, it looks like. Bob gets in clear.
He doesn't come in here,
Not at all.
I just went in there when I was firing trees and stuff.
My recommendation would be to, you take a week to think about it or to go down there. We put it on the agenda next week. And next week, you make your decision, which would be to vacate the whole road. And then at that point, we write a letter that says to Johnson County that that's your recommendation.
Tag grid,
What's that?
tag grid.
And yeah, and Johnson County, from what I heard, does not like to vacate anything because they feel that this could be a rec trail.
It's not,
But it would go further if it was a recommendation from our board. And as far as our half goes, I don't think Bob is gonna put up a stink on our half. It would be their half,
How, yeah,
that would be Mr. Crow. And, at that point, I don't wanna say they can deal with it, but we could, I just think that we keep our steps in order. We look at it, or you guys look at it, make your recommendation, have an official letter, send it to Johnson County, balls in their court. If they don't wanna move forward, at that point, we gotta figure out what we're gonna do, which is essentially, now the road is closed, nobody goes down it until we get it fixed.
then we gotta put a bridge in.
We gotta put something in, whether or not we make it a low water crossing, a bridge, or, a box, it drains 3,000 acres.
Yeah, it's clogged.
Yeah.
What about creating already that down
Not that area. Yeah, he does over by Homex.
I don't think he did, he probably still has it.
He does, it's over by Homex though.
And, from our standpoint, if they don't like the idea or they wanna give, for loss of convenience, if they wanna dish out some money to the landowner, pay them to take the existing bridge, those are all possibilities. It's still cheaper than us
Right,
putting in a new one.
yeah, we don't want that.
Like, say which if I was Mr. Crow, I'd probably be like, no, you put in a new one, that way I get to own my property, right? I don't wanna vacate this. Okay, what if we give you a little bit of dollars that's still cheaper than us? Those,
We're not gonna build a bridge.
those are all possibilities, but I think the first thing we should do is see what Johnson County supervisors have to say. At worst, we don't wanna put in one, they do, they at least have to split the cost. But
Right,
I think we should get it on the agenda for next week, get an official letter out to them and see how they respond.
Yeah.
Because they might be, I guess it would just maybe be hard to guess what they're gonna say.
I can call
Well,
one of the supervisors and
sure,
give him a heads up.
I know some,
Maybe it's hot out there.
some of it, yeah. Their board might be a little bit different in this board, so.
I sit beside some of them.
So if that's what we wanna do, that'll give you a week to go out and visit it. And,
It's, yeah, if you're going towards the county line, you head towards Cruz, it's right there at the top of the hill, just take a left where the woods are. And it's a steep hill, goes down and then there's a bridge. And that's what, I've been back there because I had to clear the debris out from under the county bridge. Cause it was backing water up and.
It's been a while, so I mean.
Oh, yeah, it's always been a problem because,
we haven't maintained it in over 25 years.
right.
I don't think we should start now.
That's why I said, he called me and said, hey, go down there and clear that debris out. It's blocking the water
Your choices then for next week would be to vacate the whole entire mile, or we could vacate from 260th north. That's probably what I recommend. That way, the quarter mile up north, Mr. Crow can still take that to access his property. And Johnson County can grade it, because that's the only way to get in there.
So it's all in Johnson County, that part. It's not vacated, right?
No, that's still on the line,
It's still on the line, okay.
but that way Mr. Crow can get to his land, which is in Johnson County. Or you can just do from the bridge north, and you have 3 options.
And it's our bridge.
does he come in from the north? Go.
It touches his property, so if you don't want him to be landlocked.
Have you, no, I know, but have you ever been down that road?
I have not, it looks like only 4-wheelers.
Yes, that's why, when you're like, that's the only way you can access this property, like,
But I don't,
Howard will follow you if you drive down there.
I
You can't, you have to get on your 4-wheeler to go down there.
I don't know what the law is, so,
Okay,
for landlocked.
well, I'll stop and cut the left too, because, yeah, you can't get down that road. unless you're walking.
Who is Lyle Pro? Is he a farmer?
Yeah, lives right there on the, the Petro Road, or, what's the name of that?
Railroad?
Not on Rare, he lives on the pavement. Baxter Road's to the north, and then it turns into
Is
the.
that the one that's right to Kelton?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Cause I know some pros, but I don't know. if they're not-
Lyle, you know, Lee,
I,
uh, David Lee's next brother. His name,
Kelton's sister, Karen.
Lynette.
Lynette, yeah, I
Lynette,
couldn't think what her name was.
yeah. She was covered. So,
so I don't know if we have to do that like by law, cause that still touches Lyle's property.
right,
Because he could say, yeah, my family owns these others, but I don't. So I would.
well, that's fine, I mean, I'm just saying, if we're gonna leave it, then you have to actually clear the trees so you can drive down.
That too.
It's kind of, that's why yeah, I'll talk to him, but I would think.
It's been closed this many years.
We wouldn't
Wouldn't
wanna
think
vacate
they'd
the
want
whole
to do
thing.
something.
That'd be fine, I mean, I don't want any responsibility left. Because they'll tell the trees, guaranteed, Welsh will be in there cutting trees,
So,
once that's,
If we get a let's take the bridge out.
we don't have to take the bridge out.
that's where we would like, in the past, you have to transfer probably some sort of money between parties. Either he buys it from us, somebody buys it from us, or we
Pay it.
pay them to take it. Which has been anywhere from $1 to a couple $1,000.
I would say just smack the bridge and let it fall and use it as a Missouri crossing.
That would be, you know, a landowner.
Right.
With you,
That's what I mean.
we don't really care.
Yeah, you don't
No.
want to do my building at the same.
No, that's what I mean, but that's his best alternative,
Right.
is that opens up the channel and if you wind it down through, you still have slabs there that, you know.
I mean, maybe he just uses it for like hunting and full wheelers, in which case just leave it out, because you can get full, you know. I don't know.
No, we put in a big crossing up there, just west of it. So. Yep, nope,
That's, if we could have that on the agenda for next week, that we wanna make an official statement.
Well, we're still discussing availability next week.
Yeah.
Because.
it's fair. So right now, we're
Do you
talking
still
about,
have those things?
Some places.
As of today.
I just don't want anybody to go to it.
he's up for negotiations this year, right? You and I are,
Remember whose wife works for the fair.
iTunes is the one I was worried about.
Well, you know what?
It was discussed that Thursday might be an option, Thursday afternoon, but
I'll be at Chico newspapers most of the day.
We'll have. Time.
Yeah. I was a show starting at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I don't care.
And our shows from 8 to 11 a.m.
I don't know,
I wouldn't have to be there.
Thursday was just mentioned.
Well, how much do we have? I mean, can we do it? in a
We gotta
couple
sign
hours?
claims,
I just need to rearrange
Adam and
Adam and Nick,
Nick.
so I just need to know when I'm rearranging them for. Like I said, the 24th is already kind of getting full.
Afternoons?
I was gonna say, he's usually got
You
your
belt.
I do.
I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. for us.
So there will be no meeting next
No
week.
meeting next week, sign claims,
No
I'll be in
meeting.
town, Kevin will be in town,
Okay.
Want you to recycle?
Ray or Bruce, you'll be
What?
over.
You sign plan, great.
Great.
When do you want to do that? No, you just.
You just come in,
Or just
I
sign it.
will email when
I
things
can-
are
I can
completed and
finish
you'll just
sometime.
need to come in and sign them.
you'll be over taking pictures at some point.
So then can we put this on the agenda for the 24th?
Yeah, we're in no rush, road's closed.
Been that way for 20 years.
We haven't maintained it 25 years, I don't think it's a crisis yet.
It'll wait a week.
Yeah, I'm ready Thursday morning, I can sign.
Nobody cares. Alright. So, hey, Mike Diamond, your favorite guy in mine, Jerry Words, really nice ditch with,
Yes. Yeah,
I went down to meet with him and see the ditch and confirm that there's actually nothing we can do to help him.
He was in to see me again, so I did the right thing.
Sent me down and just so you know, I took pictures, the weeds are taller than I am.
Who's this?
East of him.
From him to the bridge, so.
Yeah, they're down the, they're down the hill.
Terry Woods.
Yes. And, well, he's constantly harassing Slaymaker and he mows the ditch, but it's, I walked all the way through the ditch, I got down in the pipe. There's no sediment, there's no anything, it's wet, I think he's got springs in that hill.
Mhm.
And I tried to explain that to him and he cannot understand the fact that water comes out at the lowest point and his house is clear back and his margin's clear back, and I said, oh, that water is weeping this way. I said, it's the easiest place for it to get, and you've got a really low. So at some point, I told him we just bring the level down and shoot it and show him physically how much fall there is. Because he's convinced there's, I mean, we just need to take a bucket out of that ditch all the way down. Clear down to the outlet, and I'm like, it's not practical, it's not.
We didn't let you either.
Right, that's.
And I said, you're still gonna have the same issue.
Yeah, same thing, just deep.
I said, because there's no sediment, I mean, right next to the pipe where it's still wet, and it's wet right now, but, I mean, you can walk it. But it's not,
Would you like to be present when we do that?
Okay, it should be.
I do too.
yeah, that's fine.
Give me a call sometime, all we need is the level, Rob, you can.
Yeah, and that's all we need to do is just show him that it's just, you know, there's plenty of fall there, but he can't see it, I mean, it just looks like, you know, we had that same conversation for several minutes of.
Well, and things were good until the
And he's-
neighbors got worked on the other day, or somebody in that neighborhood.
And he's been asking
Then
to
that's
have this
set up,
done,
yeah.
and
He said to me, well, they did right there fixing his, and did his exactly like I want mine done, and they won't do mine.
Yeah, I'll put I got the level in my truck, so if I'm in the office, half hour, if I'm out and about, half hour, just give me a half hour heads up.
that's perfect, and that's, yeah, that'll solve it, I mean,
And even if I'm not around,
because in the bottom section there, I mean, there's 3 foot fall down to those tall grass, and literally the grass is 5.5 feet tall. So hoping there's no lions in there when I get there.
You were worried about bears.
No, he said snakes.
what is he, if he's, that he could put in a tile.
I told him that, I said, the best thing you can do is tile this hill, I said, and get,
Or you could put in some clean rock at the bottom, you know, just, he
I-
can scoop out a little bit, throw some clean rock so that it goes into
I
the
pretty
creek.
close to the rock, just from, you know, car comes off and,
Well, I'm only talking this much, this wide, at the base, he would have to scoop out his own, like, ditch,
So the water sits in the ground.
that he can get the mower
and
across.
then there's gonna be weeds in the rock and.
He'll spray it.
And you did it with the lawnmower.
But that's not my place to tell him to do that.
I just told him not to put rock in the ditch, just because, I mean, you're still gonna end up with the same, and I didn't wanna start the policy of having people start to put rock in our ditch and.
But if you're there with the grade rod showing,
Yeah, I think that'll solve it, because he just,
maybe you and Nick are both wrong.
we're not, I know, we're asking them,
Do the little way.
wrong.
Oh. That never happened.
Whoa.
With me anyway.
It's like up the county home ditch.
He was busy, so I sent Ryan out. Yeah, they're driving up and down there. Ryan's like, well, looks like the weeds will just grow back.
Well,
We did a one call. You said it was gas,
yeah, they're putting a gas pipeline way down the bottom of the corner of the field.
Alliant or who?
Contractor.
Subcontractor for Alliant.
Subcontractor for Alliant.
So they're driving across our field.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back today and,
But if you want any seed or something, it's something that I need to talk a nice warm fuzzy taco again.
yeah, we'll take it mostly too on principle, like,
Yeah,
It's just, I mean,
I told
we
her.
redone that waterway, now they're driving up and down it, now it's got big tire tracks, that the water's gonna run right down, and so much for, you know, seeding the water, like,
You guys reshaped it a year or two ago?
you did a good job.
yeah, he should receive it just on principle. I mean, it looks like it.
It's a safety issue too, driving, whether they're driving it out at.
That way they pick the top of the hill low and then down through the ditch.
Sometimes they pick the top, sometimes it's down farther.
So, yeah, do you want me to call them to chew them out and tell them if they can't do that, or did you talk to them and work it out?
I'm working on it.
Okay, I'll just sit back, but yes,
I'll just tell, I'll make it from everybody. Or, you have to reshape the ditch and reseed it.
I would like to do my hand.
You get landscaping company.
yeah, you may not want them to reshape it.
No,
We don't want them to
We'll
touch
do our
it.
own work, we just want the cash.
Okay, yeah, I like
I
that.
don't want them redoing our waterway either, we just did it. That was what we wanted.
Okay.
You guys want a copy of proposed?
And you'll get the standard, information that we've always got.
So that came from Lou. I did not review it to make sure that all the codes are still correct. That was a year and a half ago. I don't think they changed anything. And then they also have to fill out a permit if it's like that. I'll have one copy of it from you. I can email to you guys?
Sure. And Bruce, I checked with the attorney and email meetings are never been legal.
Say that again?
Email meetings have never been legal.
Really?
Can't have a meeting, just emails, gotta be.
Because you can't have the public, I mean, there's no way to have the public involved.
That's a good point, I have to bring it up, I'll mention that.
That's the only point.
They need to do.
I mean, you can't,
You could do a phone version if you had to,
yeah, but you can't not, I mean,
so that's previous decisions, that's not legitimate.
no, that's not. That's not, and I was looking through my, I was looking at open meeting one look and,
Gotta be a way for the public to access it.
yeah,
They're talking, we physically get together next month, we have to.
right, but they,
We're getting too far along and not discussing.
right, and that's what, yeah, you just need
But
to
I will tell them
tell them to stop
Yes.
doing that because I can't have that.
So I guess on the 24th, for that road vacation statement, you know, put that on the agenda, however you wanna call that. But at that point, it'll just be a statement in Johnson County.
Sounds like a plan.
And I will see you at 1 o'clock, right, Kevin? 1?
Yeah.
We'll run it
Dirt road, or rather, dirt road.
on the north side,
Let's go south side.
south side.
Should be good. I think so.
See you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, have a good one. Thanks, guys. Here.
I know,
Run,
maybe what he gave us today. I.
Don't pay for here today.
don't mind that one.
Yeah. That was Bill?
She's on vacation.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, how are you guys? All right, I just, I'll run through my report here, and then, I was over to, little county home there. Bill Schmidt called me. I think I mentioned that maybe to some of you, but, yeah, a couple major areas. It was that heavy rain that they caused the heavier areas, but, it sounded like there's been several smaller leaks that have been ongoing. They just never contacted us. So, anyway.
I just assume you not be in that building very much right now.
What's that?
I just assume you not be in that building very much right now.
Sure, and I did wear a mask, and so did Charlie. Yep,
I just,
I've heard that, yeah.
just,
Yeah. Sure. Well, we can actually start with that and talk about that, so. Anyway, on that particular project, I know a lot, we like to get different quotes on it. In this particular project, to me, it's like all over the place. We spent a couple hours up on the road. Whenever it's something like this, I always kind of rely on an old friend of mine, not a friend, but coworker I used to work with, the man, Charlie McKenzie. He's in his mid-60s. He's been in construction all his life. And so far, since I've been at the county, he's been very helpful and actually it's been 100% when I'm trying to figure out something that's leaking or an issue. He helped us here at the annex and then back over to Jessica, get that figured out and fixed. But anyway, I did not talk to anybody else because it's hard to create an exact scope of work, you know, as to
Yeah.
what's been done, but anyway. So anyway, long story short, the roof itself, and thank goodness we haven't been there much since I've been here, guys. You know, our responsibility is the exterior. Is that correct? I think Ray told me that, right? You guys told me that, right? at the start. But it looks like we probably should have maybe been there last year, right? Some of these leaks might have been there and we just didn't know about them, the smaller ones. A lot of the smaller ones throughout, we figured out there's 25 penetrations of the roof that have roof flashings on. And there was about 3 or 4 of those that were, that we felt pretty certain that's where those smaller leaks would come, and they got a false ceiling in there. So, that was a smaller thing, so I told Charlie just to go ahead and get those taken care of right away. I think that was gonna be a $1,500 deal or something like that. Then we went around and we looked at, flashings and gutters. That building kind of comes out in sections towards the road, towards the back. Kevin's by there all the time. And then there's a short area back in there in between. The major areas were specifically more so on the back side, on the north side, where those corners were. Charlie and I both agreed that the gutters weren't big enough to begin with. And to get that heavy of a rain, we feel caused most of it, but there's some flashing issues too back behind the gutter. The gutter was put pretty close to the fascia. Thus, when it fills up, it tends to want to get high enough to go up through the, even though the eaves seal, there's a few cracks there. So part of this is to replace those in each one of those sections with bigger gutter. And then there's some metal work in different areas. The roof itself, nothing, it looked really good. Did we do that roof while you guys were here? Okay. It doesn't look really good. Other
Did it in 2003 or 4.
I see. But in general, that part looks good. You know, it's just some metal flashing issues down at the bottom, in the gutter areas, and then some of these roof penetration flashings were deteriorating somewhat. So yeah, we spent a couple hours there on the roof, and then Charlie was back there. Some of the metal work, he was going to take care of the flashing part. But in this quote, you know, he's gonna work together with his gutter contractor, which is Thomas and Cannon, a guy that he's known for years there, came out again after we left and looked it over and talked about it. And this is the proposal that they came up with then. I talked to Charlie just a little bit, he's this morning about it, so he assured me that he would be overseeing anything and being there if we decided to do this. I think the major thing was that rain came hard that time. And that was the biggest thing, filled those gutters up too full, and then thus we found these issues where they were at. But like I said, you know, we've been fortunate, I think, so far as the exterior. I don't think we've done much since I've been here anyway.
We did that roof in
2000.
It was quite a thing because our engineer, Jacobs Engineering, decided that it did not have to be fireproof plywood put on. Well, he'd asked around the office and we thought it didn't have to be. The fire marshal found out. So then they had to go back
You go. Take it off again.
and solve it. That's what they put on. Of course, well, the company's not gonna charge to do that. I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah. No, the roof in general, looks good other than, the situation down at the eaves, down the corners, the way it was flashed and then.
We did it September 29th of 2000, I think we did it the next spring.
Said it, make it look real old, in good shape otherwise, we were up there. I can't remember the lady, Bill put me on to the lady, and she kind of oversees that now, and someone can turn that over to her.
$300,000.
I can believe it, there's a lot of roof there, that's a big place. A lot of roof. You don't realize it, looking at it from the road, how big that building is.
Yeah, I got a roof there.
There's a lot of square footage inside.
Few goes.
Yeah, they're always good to work with. I can't think of the guy's name, Pablo, or I don't know his name, but it's always the same guy there. If you need anything, something I can do. They're employees and we are always very, very helpful. They were in the process, they were changing out the ceiling panels there. They were on second one bought some. They were doing that while we were there.
I move to accept this quote, this bid.
Second.
The moved in second to accept the bid for the roof from Kinsey Construction. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
I'll contact Charlie and then try and get him as soon as we can. So we need that, so we can keep any more water from coming in there. All right, I'll run through this report, and once again, you guys can, I tried to write close, quite a bit of the stuff that we've done over the last month. There's some things that aren't on here too. Yeah, the air conditioning has been a big thing, for me specifically, I guess, over the last week. The thing with the geosystem in there, and I think you guys, you guys that were here when it was installed. So on the air conditioning side, there's these units, both air conditioned and they dehumidify. On the dehumidification part, sensors have priority over the air conditioning. So when it gets really humid out and for a long period of time, and then there's parameters that are preset in there. Most of them are set at 50% humidity. What happens when these units in certain offices are running a long period of time, they get to dehumidify too much. So thus, it'll turn the heat on the unit for a short period of time. So you get, so that's just the way they're built, it's built into them. But I can go in there and I can temporarily, when I see that, if I can catch it or know that that's coming up, then I will change that. And I can call Brian from CI3 sometimes and he can switch that so the AC, he can bypass it. So basically eliminate the dehumidification. Otherwise it's pre-programmed to work that way. So I can change the outside air. Most of the courthouse on the first floor, they get the air directly from the outside. There's some energy recovery. There's an energy recovery unit in the attic and also law enforcement center. So those help to condition the air from the outside, but in those specifically the first floor, which great, it comes right from the outside. So you have to have at least 10% coming in because the ductwork's designed to need that much air. So a lot of times I can change those. They're all at 10% right now, locked in until probably today. I might change those here. Just some things, just so you guys know in the future that those are some of the things that kind of go on with that. The bathrooms at law enforcement center get it all the time. It's 71 degrees in there, but it's hot, and the dehumidification's kicking in because it's a bathroom. And so Rob understands that. But that being said, I try to do what I can to honor that. We have to. So yeah, it's been a humid week, so there's been a few issues there, nothing that we haven't been able to. I try to get in here first thing and look at those things and try to head them off for the girls. Yeah, so we're, some projects that we finished up for the last fiscal year, that all went really well. Very happy with all the concrete work, both with Larry Pfizer, Cody Calkins did the civil defense building. They both did very good work as far as I was concerned. The maintenance warehouse, very happy with that. That's there's a big part of different things in here that we did there. First page. There were some minor leak issues at the Parnell shop. Their secondary roads, their first building, the furthest one to the north. I was able to get on the road, and I think, talking to those guys, they didn't have any water here this last time, so they got that solved. Had an action feeder that was stuck when we closed all the way. When they wash trucks in there, they have two louvers in there that work on a humidistat. And so anyway, took that off and got it on order. I did get some signs finally. Everybody would always ask where the building maintenance office was and warehouse and that, so those are up. You guys are by there. So, bring those locations. I sent you guys, Jessica and you guys an email. Julie called me on Monday. Sort out the shoulder then back issue. As I said in the email, she plans to be back on Monday at this point for her doctor. And so then you sent. So we've been covering that. She's got a calendar that has what she does every day of the week. So I've been taking that around with me during the day, and Shane's been helping me with some of those responsibilities also. I got some more important stuff. We were cleaning up the condenser coil at the health department for their medication in there and get that working properly just by cleaning it. We put a few more retrofits in at the law enforcement center over to Conroy. Going in for Jessica here this week. I spent about 2.5 to 3 days down at the RA, helping Janine get some things ready to go there. They've been shut down, make sure everything was in order there. Did some extra site work also. There was an AC that was not working. I was glad I went there on that. Needed to be cleaned, and there was a capacitor that was bad on it. 5-ton unit for the east side there. Those are some of the highlights, I think. You know, some upcoming things that we haven't gotten to yet. We have those lock sets still to do at the secondary road sheds. Approximately 30 of those to do. And I told Shane we will do those, he and I, either one of us, as we can fit those in. The LED lights for the law enforcement center, the exterior that we talked about, should be here soon. And that's something that I can do in between over there. So yeah.
Which lights are you replacing?
Those round black ones on the exterior, Kevin, they have like a fluorescent bulb in them right now. They're on a timer. And so they're on, you know, from dark till morning every day. And we're constantly, I mean, we could change, seems like every other
Did you
week.
find anything in the basement that built off the walls?
I did not, I still have that on the board. I wrote it on the board after you or John or somebody told me about it.
You got a lot.
I have contacted 2 companies. They haven't gotten back to me. I'll follow up on that this week, so.
Jared, is it fence fixed at the sheriff's department, by the parking lot there. Somebody had backed through it
Oh, they did?
from the inside. I don't know if they
On the back of the sheriff's department?
Yeah,
In that bullpen?
yeah,
Ran back through it.
Well, I can lift it up and crawl out, I mean,
Oh, really? I'm surprised.
Practicing?
yeah, I said,
Shame.
I set some tools in there for when I did the deal.
Let me write that down, John. I'm glad you said something. I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Is it about the middle or where's that?
Oh, you can't miss it.
Okay.
You don't even have to look real hard to go find it.
We know, just walking by.
Yes, and it's like, holy cow,
One of our people parked there or
I
something?
can't remember, so it's by the tower there.
Okay,
And I don't know if somebody was mowing or,
okay, that's a shame, yeah. He mows that part, huh?
might have been before him, I don't know.
Surprised I didn't see him. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll ask him about
it's just not attached at the bottom.
it. Okay,
So it's about a 25-foot section, you stretch it out.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I mean,
good,
that's not the yard where prisoners go anyway, but it's still
yeah,
It's around town.
around the tower, so.
sure. Good, we can do that. So yeah, glad that humidity gone in the air conditioning, that's kind of a constant thing, here. That long of a period. But yeah, other than that, maybe, and you're not gonna meet next Friday. I was gonna talk to you guys about, while we had that maintenance warehouse tore apart, getting that ceiling done and be done, that way we can get our work bench and we got everything in 2 trailers right now. I thought before we get all that stuff out, we have to, but I'll get some numbers for you. I did talk to Dave Markham, he did a nice job on the sidewalls.
Like I said, I know there's film that can be done instead of messing up with everything.
I agree. I think, from what I know right now, it'll be more reasonable, fine. He also paints as far as sealing it, and very reasonable. I think
Did
it
the
was
walls,
like,
did the walls get painted?
yeah,
The walls are painted?
yep, we did yours, didn't we, Aaron?
Yours is painted.
Mine aren't.
Yeah, I mean, you get.
No.
Paint them all.
Yeah, but 24 cents a square foot is all it gets to be, which I think.
Well, I mean, that protects it, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's,
And that way it doesn't deteriorate, so
That's
Yeah.
not really oxidizes it if you don't paint it.
that's what I mean.
It's weird stuff.
That starts breaking it down, so
so you have it out to shit.
it's done not to.
But yeah, I thought he was really, well, I'll get some other quotes on that also, but, do we have to get if I send you guys an email, some numbers next week? I was just thinking of time frame wise, it's,
What, I mean, what do you, what's it gonna cost? What's?
the foam's gonna be the biggest thing, probably looking around seven, and probably 1,500 to paint it is all. So less than, think around 10, and then we're done, basically, other than any lighting, I can do all that myself, you know.
But what's the status on the CD shit down there, that finishing that? Josh,
The concrete,
yeah,
it's done. It's done, other than, I talked to him the other day around the edges, he was gonna put a little rock there, but the concrete work is done.
okay.
Or did you assume that it wasn't?
But yeah, I thought there was something that wasn't done down there yet, cause he had asked me about finishing.
I don't think so. I talked to him, I was over there to get that trailer out of there, he wanted out of there, put down reconstruction. And I asked him if he wanted to bring a little more gravel just around that foot or so up to it. He said no, that he had some, and he was gonna use somebody's skid loaders. That's all that I know, but I mean, Cody did a pretty good job as it stands, I thought.
Okay.
You could look at it, I thought. He did nice. The Capitol building looks really nice
Yeah,
there,
Then I got a question on your time sheet.
yeah,
So like when, I'm not gonna ask every itemized thing out.
yeah.
The regular deal, when you have 9 hours, yeah, no fine deal. But like when you have 1 hour and 1 hour and 1 hour and 2 hours, is that like a callback thing, if you gotta come back in for something?
Sometimes it is, or sometimes if it's, if it's work affiliated and I'm talking business or that type of thing. And I don't write them all down.
So if you run, to me, when you have less than 2 hours or less, you should like write out what you did.
Okay, I can do that.
Did you come back in and what?
Okay. What it was,
Yeah, like you had to go to law enforcement center for heat or something, what you did.
okay. Yeah, and you can call me anytime too, Kevin, on that stuff, yeah.
Well, this way, like I said, what you do unless you just write out where I was at, on just the end.
On the end there, okay.
And where you're at.
I'll print
The
it,
the 9 hours, 8 hours, the whole day, I don't care, but if you get call back time for an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah.
There's a reason to run them back and forth.
sure. Oh, I can do that. I can print it and then handwrite that off to the side.
And then you got the vehicle at home, but your time doesn't start till you get here, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless I'm taking a phone, unless I'm if I'm on the phone right away.
It's not when you get in the pickup, it's when you get here.
Yeah, unless I'm, if I get in the truck, I make phone calls right away or on, that type thing, or talk business things, sometimes I'll do that.
Okay.
That's the only time that we. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that's my only question.
Sure. All right, do you have anything else?
I'll get those lots, I know on those,
Okay,
so we can,
and you want me to get you some definite numbers on that installation?
we have one.
I just get it done, when everything's out, clean out, do that, get it done. Otherwise, you gotta take everything back out again.
That's the only reason I didn't go.
Didn't budget for it. Purposely didn't budget for it.
We purposely didn't.
Yeah, I knew that too, Rick.
That's right.
Well, that's kind of against that, I'm saying, remember, we didn't budget for it, because we didn't intend to do it, so.
Yep, I did remember that too. I think it started because I had money left at the end of last year, we started on, that's kind of what, I think what triggered it.
Figure it out.
Did you have anything that you did last year's budget that you paid for out of that it was deemed this year?
What's that?
Did you have anything in your last year's budget that you paid for that was supposed to be in this year's that you already paid for?
Oh,
Last
That
year's
we
budget.
have
Last year's budget was non-overspent.
I'm saying-
You overspent.
I'm saying if he did some of those projects that he was gonna do this year in last year's budget.
no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'd have to think about that, those last few that we did there. But, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, that's your guys' call.
Yeah, we
I was just thinking like Kevin, why we have to talk about
We
it.
better wait on that.
Well, you get numbers.
We can get numbers for
Right,
it.
decide.
All right.
Get it.
I'll get those, I'll just email them all to you.
Get numbers to see if there's anything like you said, you guys move from one group to the other.
Okay,
Because we'll have to.
yeah, I'll look at my budget and say, hey, maybe we can use this. You want me to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We don't want to take a break. Okay. Thanks for asking.
I guess if you are.
I just thought I'd make it your idea, but.
I'm gonna be your idea.
I have a bathroom, so I don't care what you
So,
Right, carry your bottle too.
well, I brought this to show you guys this stuff that I ordered. I think I said.
Yeah, you did say.
Yeah, vinyl oxide is what it's called. This is, Lynn County, that's what we onto it. And the thing I really like about it for our buses is it's safe on those damn side seats. Which, a lot of stuff isn't, a lot of stuff isn't. So, it's expensive. I ordered a 55-gallon drum, but it was $1,800 for 55 gallons,
That's a lot, that's a lot.
but we've got to show people we're taking this seriously to try and keep,
Right.
everything disinfected, so.
So you just spray that, you don't have to rinse or anything, just.
Do not rinse it, just let it dry.
You don't like whining or anything?
Don't wipe it in or anything.
So it doesn't do a buildup then?
No. You don't wanna get on the windshield, I noticed if you spray it up there, it does leave a little film. But,
Kind of warm fuzzy names with it, vital oxide.
yeah. And then I ordered 2 guns, so this, he said for like in between, like we can't get to one of the guns that electrostatically charge the particles. It fogs it and actually makes it lift up and stick to stuff. But this works in between, but I ordered 2 of the guns and they were $800 a piece. Wow. Yeah.
Maybe that's something you should look at for when they're talking to City Hall and the parking and the restrooms.
Yeah.
You could disinfect them that way.
Well, I said something to Scott too, I don't know if you wanna get, the guy asked these in stock, that he said he could drop off. I'm getting 8 more of these first, so I got one for every vehicle. And then I said, maybe we could get one for the offices, cause, you know, around here you just spray it and let it fall. And then if you wanted to get the electrostatic gun, you could, they'd be another $800, but, up to you guys. I got
Well, that's not where you're gonna disinfect the inside of the room or something like that.
something like that.
They just can put out a mist and there's even ultraviolet rays,
Well,
you know.
there's anything
It's
that
got
shadows,
it.
yeah, if it shadows, then it doesn't work.
Sound like one of those bug defoggers, just spray it down.
Yeah, it does, and then it lifts, so like he was telling me, like as it lifts, as it falls, the leaf might come up underneath the bus seats. So, that's why I ordered the guns, but this method won't do that, it'll get optimal services. Yeah, it'll get the air,
Whatever.
but I would, I don't know if you guys wanna spend the money on it, but I would order it through the safety budget if we wanted it. We did have about $2,300 left in safety last year, so I mean, we do have a little cushion.
My only concern with the ceiling at the warehouse is we specifically took that out of the budget. And you're gonna, this first month, go back into it. Just saying, that way.
I'm fine with it as long as we take it from somewhere else.
But that means, but the other stuff we didn't budget for. This we did.
And I can do without that, I think we put new gears in for my shop, we put brand new tube, and I can do without it. I mean, I see what he's saying, it makes a lot more sense.
I do, but we said at the time, no, we don't wanna do that. That's right, it grew.
Yeah, thank you.
Do it on me.
Yeah, we gotta tell you to go ahead, as you know.
Easy enough to
You're
use
gonna
that.
stare down and see his head shining.
I don't wax mine.
What are you saying?
You see your polishers.
Natural oil.
The reason he stops at Lucky Six before he comes in
Hey, they have good buffing cloths.
I like to think it was bacon grease, I didn't think the other way.
You're just jealous you can't bend over that
That's
much.
true, that's true.
Yeah, he's not bending over.
All the meeting minutes order.
I think I sent you guys the quotes I got
Yeah.
from both ones on the minivan and the new bus. So I still think it's probably the way to go. Just a little background, this week I had to take one of the new buses to Cappers because it wasn't starting all the time. And then as I was driving over there, the battery light came on. That was strange. So, took it over there and Scott calls me Wednesday afternoon, says we found the problem. When they put the rear air conditioning unit on it, Transair did it, they took the alternator off to put the bracket on. They put the alternator back on, they forgot to tighten the positive wire down. So it's been back there arcing this whole time.
Oh,
So the back of the alternator is all charged.
Right.
And then the wiring harness that comes from the battery up the positive cable is also mounted.
So,
They did put it back together because they've been arguing about who's gonna pay for this. And it's charging this morning and we're gonna run it for now. we're waiting on to hear the warranty back from them, but it's just been, I mean, their Q&A department there is just, I mean, it's been one thing after another. But, I still think I think Turtle Top truly builds the safest bus on the road.
They're nice.
Yeah, I mean, some of these small issues have been very trying on my patience, but I still think they built the safest bus on the road. And I think that's what we're trying to deliver. And we're a little bit more expensive, but they physically built a roll cage inside the bus. I don't know if you guys remember when we had a bad accident 4 or 5 years ago, we made national news out here at the Little Rag.
Yeah.
That bus that was in that accident, when it was all done and said, the only thing left was that steel roll cage, and that was a Turtle Top.
That says a lot right there.
Yeah, I think they're, even with the small little issues like this, I mean, that was a human error, obviously, but I think as far as the buses is built. And when the guy came to put the video surveillance system on the 2 new ones, he told me, he said, we do these on all buses, and doesn't, I don't know what other buses you run with, because I'm gonna tell you, Turtle Top is the best built bus on the road, because we work on all. So, I believe they are the best built bus. I think, this one was 103,000. And then I went up to Benton County a week ago, they got one of the new minivans. It's really nice, the new ramp systems in the floor. It comes with a handheld joystick, pull it out,
Sweet.
avoid back injuries. Really nice, really nice. So that's spec this way. I think it was about 46,000 for that. I think our local share would be about 22,000 for both vehicles. I told him, he called me Tuesday this week, and I told him we'd take the van because they only had 6 left, and then they're going to the Pacifica, and that adds another $8,000 to the cost of the vehicle. I said, I was pretty sure you guys would take it. I said, if something happens, I'll call you Friday, because I'd like to put your name on one, because they only got 6 left, and after that, you have to go to the Pacifica.
Right.
And then that's gonna be another $8,000. So I told him to put our name on one, but I would confirm this morning just to let him know
Yeah.
that it was a deal, so. But, I guess I'm recommending that we go with those 2 vehicles.
Yeah. I make that motion.
Second.
Then moved and seconded to go with the bid submitted by Aaron. Yeah, controls.
They copy you on that, yes, so.
Hoagland Bus.
Oakland, yeah. Right, do that next time.
And those are state bid prices too. And I don't know if it was in this email, but we asked him what his prices went up to that. I think maybe I told you last time. They used to be a 1-year warranty bumper to bumper, or Turtle Top has now extended that to 5 years, 100,000 miles bumper to bumper on the buses.
So it's nice.
That's
Yeah.
good.
What do you got in 5 years?
No,
All these?
no. These buses that they replaced are 2010s. That's about the average life expectancy is 10.
Do we come up with our share now, or is that later on, or?
One is delivered, after they deliver it,
The
then
next fiscal year?
EasyCog actually pays for them, and they invoices for our 15%.
That's when we pay the 22.
Yeah. And then, we pay 100% of the make-ready costs, which include graphics, I always rush proof and put the radio install in, and then I submit those invoices to them, and then they send us 85% of that back.
85%.
Yeah. So I have 35,000, I think, in my budget next year for new vehicles, and then
I thought that was supposed to be waived or something.
What's that?
I thought that was gonna be waived with some new that funding they're getting.
The last 2 we just ordered 2 weeks ago, 100% they're covered.
The new ones we don't know.
These 2 new ones will probably have to pay our 15%, but if there is money left, he said that if the EasyCog board approved it, which I assume you guys had approved this last deal,
We did.
the board could always move to use that money to pay for this next order too, but I don't think that's been done yet.
What was the money for the first two?
Yeah, the first 2, we're getting 100% free, so.
Right.
Now we probably won't get any of the maker, when we sell them, we probably won't Usually that's like $600.
That's it.
We'll probably, okay,
It's a totally bill.
yeah,
Paper.
yeah, for sure.
We love free buses.
We get the good out and it's.
Yes.
Yeah, that 214's at 276 on its own, so it does also.
Is that in 2010?
They can call it the.
Huh?
No,
No.
okay.
And I don't want to.
Yeah, in a second.
All those in favor say aye. I was reading this hot seat thing.
If you want, I'll talk about that just a second, so.
That's what I was reading.
No, you're talking about a different site.
You probably is.
It's the Mister and the Michael. Damn it.
So I did order this vinyl oxide, Lee County Lips is using it, that he recommended. One of the best parts of it is safe for the nanosite seeds of the bus, it does not harm them. It's food grade safe, so you can get it on yourself. A lot of my drivers have been concerned, even the gals over at the courthouse have voiced concerns about the hospital grade disinfectant that we've given them to use. It's very overwhelming in close quarters. This is not,
Lysol came out, it's good, it's approved for COVID.
I saw that, but,
Can't find, can't find it.
Well,
yeah, that's.
you did have.
But we did order an 55 gallon drum of this, it was $1,800. I ordered 2 of the guns to apply it, that electrostatically charge it to lift, and it spreads it around more evenly. He said this will work for surfaces, but it doesn't.
Is that the one on wheels here?
What's that?
Is that the one on wheels, the Mister and Violac?
No, the gun is in hand. I needed something simple for my drivers to use.
Yeah, I know, I just,
This is it's a 18 volt battery powered fogger. You
Yep.
can walk
That
around, it
works.
doesn't harm you if it gets on you. But it is pricey.
It's better than this thing for our.
How,
yeah,
how much does like each bus, how much do you think it takes at a time?
Oh, not much. I mean, I filled one of these up this week, the other one that he gave me, and we do every vehicle after every run, and we still probably got that much in it. So I'm gonna say it's gonna take probably about 2 of these a week once we get up fully running every, once you start to, once school starts, it's gonna be a different story.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a lot more
yeah.
activity.
but that fogger will be good for that.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
Yes.
I know it's pricey, but, we can turn it in on our COVID
It's-
expenses.
yeah, I was gonna say it's cheaper than ads.
And it shows people we're doing, taking it seriously and making people feel better if we're doing this after every run.
Honestly, this is that bad. I mean,
No. But I didn't know if you wanted me to order any of this for the courthouse or not. I'd pay for it out of the safety
Safety budget.
budget if you wanted me to. I'd order, one time I'd order 1,800 gallon or 55.
1,800 gallons?
That'd be
Dude, you're gonna put Misters in the sprinkler system? What the hell?
That'd be perfect.
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Just make sure it starts at around 11:30, so
Put it there, it's just-
you what?
Having the HVAC system.
Yeah,
Put that everywhere at once.
Anywho,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know if you guys wanted me to do that or not.
yeah, I do, you can get a fogger with it.
Get a fogger too. Okay. And then I told him I'd like to get a dozen of these bottles and then I'll get it distributed to all the
I was gonna
offices.
say you can get those bottles.
You need to have them labeled. He gives these bottles to us for free, so. Yeah, he gives us the bottles.
We need like the line.
I can get you a Sharpie, you can make your own label, damn it.
I'm not sure about insurance and how she feel about that.
They like having.
We gotta get a lawyer. Someday,
Since I'm the guy that has to handle that for the county. This is.
stop whining. It sounded like you were whining.
Just explain it.
Listen,
Okay, sounds good. We'll get that coming. I think that's about it. Can I come on July 31st instead of, I'm gonna take that week of the 20th off.
Just want to come from there.
are you bringing donuts?
Get switch.
I can't switch it.
I'd rather have some
Makes one that day.
smoked
Can
chicken or something.
I zoom?
Smoked chicken would be
At
better.
your size, I don't see you zoom.
Is that Work.
Better have that meeting full anyway.
I have the 24th full, so that means I can move everything up after the vote.
Yes, it is the 2080.
Thank you for stepping in and helping us out.
Yeah, anytime I can help Or would it be the,
How's
How's Mom doing?
next week coming?
You want it under other, or would you like a specific time?
Good?
it could be a third, I'll send out copies of it next week. She's good. She got home yesterday. Yeah, beautiful. My mom was in the hospital. She went in on the 4th. That was kind of it was a real scary deal there for a little bit. She got a kidney stone. Actually, she has 2 of them, but one of them was the size of your thumbnail. And she ended up getting an infection, blood infection. And so she came to Franklin and they ended up taking her by ambulance. So they had to do surgery on her the night of the 4th. She's supposed to have been about 11, and then some guy came in and was drunk and blew his hand off with fireworks, so they pushed her surgery back. Which I think he should have had to wait, but.
I was gonna say, you should have.
He wasn't even feeling anything.
Yeah.
It's not like they were gonna save it at that point.
But yeah, she got home yesterday, so
Good.
she's gotta go back and get her removed here. In office, so I'm gonna have to take her for that, but, she got a COVID test done before she can go in, and then quarantine for 3 days. So kind of procedure done, so. But, yeah,
She got home.
yeah, so I was gone most of the day on Monday, I went down and took my dad down to the hospital, so. But, yeah, she's back, and she's doing pretty well.
That blood infection stuff.
That's pretty.
That's scary.
Yeah, when they run a PICC line in your carotid right into your heart to get the antibiotics, you know. it's
I
pretty
had it
serious.
for 6 weeks.
Yeah, I know she did. It's pretty serious. Yep,
At
well,
least now you can come home and do it, you know, that's kinda nice, you don't have to stay there.
yeah, well, they got her on an oral antibiotic now, thank
So she still doesn't have to pick on
God.
it.
No, they took that out.
Wow. Pretty good then.
Yeah.
I just go ahead and lay down in bed and leave her and administer the
Well, that's a straight
medicine.
one right there.
Yeah,
Holy
you know,
cow, let-
6
let her
weeks
out.
of.
Probably still walking around. It'd be
I know.
so nice.
Leroy likes to eat.
Well, that's true. Yeah, gotta give a cook.
Second purpose.
She's the meal ticket.
Have a good week, yeah.
Thanks.
You think somebody coming by the door, he's gonna fit into the
I know, I was wondering about that, it never come back.
And I haven't heard anything from Nick, so maybe it's been taken care of and I just haven't been updated.
No think so.
Will they go ahead and just do what they wanna do?
No.
They're gonna have to come back.
That's what I was questioning.
What else we got?
We have first thing under others, audit engagement letter, basically it's just.
Oh, yes, I saw it.
Services,
That's the first thing?
not necessarily,
There's the proposals.
well,
All those others are done.
not liquor
Yeah,
license.
so I think I got that one, because I jumped one, but now it's okay that you guys do it.
Well, it's Jessica and I.
I'm just trying
What's going on, remember you keep me up there?
I'm new
to,
here.
liquor license would be first. I emailed this to you.
Yeah,
Motion to approve.
Second.
been moved and seconded to approve liquor license. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next,
Audit engagement letter, which one is?
Hunt Associates?
Yes.
anybody want to review this?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are engaged. We are now engaged. Is that how you say it? Next,
The next is watershed, drawing request number 36. The only thing that is on this is our administrative fees for $154.65.
Motion to approve.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Shouldn't give money.
I
Huh?
don't get it.
You're off.
It just goes to the general fund.
Oh, this I never approved.
They're still not done out behind our house yet, on the Bible camp.
You're not?
The next thing is the drainage district contract, as you We offered a 3% increase, which I understood which was wages, but Lou questioned. He thought that we usually do wages and mowing, so he prepared a contract that gave 3% for wages and mowing.
I don't think it
That's what
was.
was when your drainage district.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
I,
All opposed, same sign, open drainage district.
I don't think it's always been that way, because he had come to us at one time, they get an increase in wage on it.
I think last time it was everything but no else. There was a time we didn't have
Just one.
it. We totally changed the whole thing.
Just one.
There
My-
should be two covers.
Motion did not intend it to include them all.
So,
But apparently we need to clarify that.
So that's why I'm bringing it to you guys today, to clarify what you would like to offer the employment contract.
well, then if he's contracting it out,
I just don't, I mean, my opinion is I don't think that we need to keep increasing it.
Yes, hasn't gone up.
Yeah, we're mowing and it's,
Paid what, 2,000 something?
That's
Yeah.
why under-
I think wages only.
I think it's
I
sufficient.
should be, he only asked for wages too.
You just assume, everybody assumes that it's wages, and I don't think that's necessary. I mean,
And that's, yeah, so
So we have a motion to clarify.
if you would.
Motion to clarify.
Motion to, that we approve the 3% increase on wages only.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the wages only. You clarify on the contract, drainage, we get what?
Will the contract have to be,
That's alright.
will the contract have to be revised then if the 3%?
Yes,
Yeah.
so I
So
will
we're
get,
gonna need a contract.
I will get a hold of Lou and clarify that, and then he will send it to Mary.
All those in favor
So what?
of redoing the contract with
3%,
wages only, 3%.
Wage only
Wage
is
only.
what I have the motion as.
We agree. Oh, you can remember.
Just making sure I'm correct.
Yeah, we don't need to, like, we need to talk about his other request too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he jumped me the other night about that, there's some points down there that things wouldn't start, and there's a heater, and the heater actually melts the points together. So that's what it's gonna cost to get the points on it, because somehow the heater malfunction.
And if this is not fixed, it will have, the generator will have to be shut off in
Yeah,
the
right.
winter.
Well,
Did you see it was $1,000 to come out and troubleshoot?
Yeah, just travel budget or.
I'm like, what?
thank you, I need that.
Well, they're coming all the way from Cedar Rapids, southwest side.
They do have to cross the river. They do have to cross the river.
It's 31.
I just want to call bullshit on it. I'm like, holy shit. Is that part of our,
You like, wanna get their mileage?
I thought we had a maintenance contract on some of that. Did we not? Or is that just our ones through Scott?
Do with all the rest of
I guess we do
Because
that.
I know we have Cummins maintenance contracts, but
Maybe that's the generator.
them. Every time we use this. To run the pumps, because we.
I don't know.
The generators, well, but we don't have it.
Well, then you're
We
in,
didn't used to have one.
Huh?
We didn't used to have one.
yeah, but we had a bunch of guys that were hand pump.
I'm not saying we don't need it, I'm just saying.
No, I know, it's just, yeah, I thought that was rude.
But it's like here, the
That's-
insurance, it's, you don't pay for it until you get it.
No, but $1,000 to troubleshoot, I just have a hard time with that. That's,
And Grady trains,
some people would call it. So,
so it seems like that, like, did a recent, like rocket team came up on this stuff,
well,
electrical motors? Is that a question?
well, S&S, can they do something?
Biggest trouble we have with generators is mice.
yeah,
Oh.
If the rest of them, that's not what the problem is.
Oh,
I don't know, we could have a contract with Remington to go around and check them all for less than,
Is my other temp less?
yeah. They have a vested interest in protecting the levee. You know,
Maybe they're doing that kind of stuff, it's just a thought,
they do.
they work on a lot of electrical stuff.
And they do a fine job.
So we're gonna approve of that, we'll approve approving this or not?
Yeah, that was your
That motion.
Yeah. I'd like that for this.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Fix the generators.
Okay.
Motion to go out of drainage district.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We're out of drainage district.
Motion to adjourn.
I'm like,
I don't,
really?
you're just switching over there.
I'm like, Bruce, come on, you just sit there smiling.
You were looking at Ray first.
All those in favor say aye. We're out of here. Stubborn people. That's just being kind. Oh, we're just enjoying the moment. Living the dream.
Yeah.